Yeah, I can sing the intro song. You can't touch this. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the file we want. Yep. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Azurik, Rise of Perathia. I'm going to cut a little something in that I filmed earlier that I'm going to do a bit of post-commentary on just to explain back in the water realm. Snap. And here it is. So, last episode we saw the whirlpool here recede. I decided to climb back up to that platform I showed you guys before. And now the waters are all still and calm. This is kind of annoying because when you kill the water guardian, it teleports you back to town. And then you have to come all the way back here if you want what resides down here. Now, not everything has been done here at the whirlpool. The idea isn't, oh, it's just this area of the world that looks kind of messed up, and then once you've restored the disc, it gets fixed. There's actually more stuff to do with, like, aliens. Yes, aliens and alien spaceships and stuff that will continue to occur in this region of the world. So, don't think we're done here quite yet. But basically, most of the, as I'm sure I'm about to explain in the rest of the video, we're sort of 100%. But if you swim down to where the plug hole once was, there's this incredibly dark-looking room and an obsidian in the base of it, which you can collect. So that's our 41st obsidian. Another thing I noticed while filming this is if you look at the axiom, which we've now upgraded, the details are so good on it. Those spikes don't actually, like, dig into us. Like, oh, it's so well designed. Anyway, I wanted to cut this in and show this. Let's go back to what we're doing at the tower.
Soon I'll show you what true power really is. The death disc.
You found Disc of Death.
Who are you? How did you get into my mind?
What is your ultimate desire?
Honor!
A very disciplined answer for a guardian. But in your heart, you know you lie. At the core of your being, there's a stronger pull. What is it?
Power.
The one who possesses all the elemental discs controls all of Perathia. I am the guardian of death. Bring all of the discs to me, and I will give you ultimate power.
Okay, with that out of the way, hello. I thought it'd be easier to just like post-commentate that. Today, we're gonna really soak in all of these beautiful areas because we're gonna be going to some sort of dark, scary places here. So first, we're gonna listen to the Oracle to find out what the hell do we do next. Since last episode was so eventful, what's going on now?
Return to the Earth Realm and travel through the barren desert to the volcano in the Fire Realm to find a greater air power.
All right, and do you know what I've noticed about this Oracle? He seems to just like, where he's telling you to go is just being dictated by your next power that it wants you to get. So now it wants us to get air level 2, which makes sense. And we want air level 2. When we get air level 2, guys, all the animations get really good. Look at this little electric shield. When we have air level 2, this shield is going to look so good. The lightning attack we get, right? We'll have lightning level 2 because we've already got fire and water level 2. Do you know how cool that's going to look? Do you know how cool that new attack's going to be? It's going to be incredible. And we've now got spikes on an axiom. Oh my god. I can't wait. And just the default air... Oh, dude. Air level 2 is like one of the greatest moments in this game. It's so phenomenal. That's what we're going for now. And as he explains, we need to return to the Earth Realm. Do you guys remember that we've got these 2 keys still sat about in our inventory? From the drill area, I told you that they're for 2 drills. And I even showed you 2 side passageways when we were last in the desert section. Where I said, hey, you want to put there... One goes in one section, one goes down the other. I'm not going to show you yet. Well, now that time has come. We're going to go there, and it's actually going to enable us to go to the volcano area, where Earth meets fire. We have a volcano. Excuse me, I'm coughing a lot still. This whole LP, I'm going to, like, seem like I've got, like, lung cancer or something just because I've been coughing so much the entire time. I'm not actually that ill. I've just got a bit of a cough, and it's not that bad. And the only reason it's been in so many episodes is because I've filmed so many episodes over such a short period of time. So what we're going to do is teleport here in the Earth Realm and fly on over this way. So, yeah, I will see you guys when we get into the desert section. Of course, it's just up this lift and then down the first pulley that we saw. And we'll enjoy the Volcano realm. It's going to be another... Actually, let's not cut it. Let's not cut it. Fine. There's going to be a huge, basically, long, extra dungeon crawly section, just like the last time we were in the Fire realm. But, you know, we're in a different region of it this time. So, yeah, really, it's a shame it's at night time, really. So we don't get to see all the greenness. It will be a while. If I was amazing at this game, like absolutely phenomenal, amazing, and 100% confident in my abilities, and I never had to go back for any save files, we could maybe do this whole section in 2 videos. 2 long videos, half an hour each maybe, but we could do it. I love the lighting effect as well when you go down on those, but we could do it. However, I'm not that confident in my abilities. I don't think I'm that good, so it may take a little bit longer. So, forward is where we activated the conveyor belts, and by no means we're done with all this stuff. Do you remember the Earth Power? Level 2 is like right in sight of us, just around that corner. There's an Overlord here. So we will be coming back here, but in fact, instead of walking into this section, let's just save. And the Overlords are running away, so fine, we'll let them flee. And instead, just before here, and we got the fire fragment above us up there. We've already got 1 fire fragment, by the way. That's the 2nd fire fragment, and we're about to get the 3rd fire fragment too. That will be the last one we get, but hey, whatever. There's actually 2 side passageways. There's one down there, which I'm still not going to show you, because that's for one of the crystals, the puzzle that I've been talking about. But there is another passage down here. One thing I've not been doing in this Let's Play is refreshing my fire armor before it expires. I've noticed while I'm editing, sometimes it gets quite dark, even though I can perfectly see what's going on. And I'll try and, like, remedy that in future. But yeah, we can actually place this key into this drill. It's really odd, isn't it? You go into an area, you get a bunch of keys, and then but those keys are just used for completely different areas of the world. Look, it's just one of these random drills. You can go down to the bottom. There is one of those blocks that we can... let's do it. I've been pretty good for the gemstones, actually. Usually I don't care that much about getting gemstones and whatnot. But honestly, I don't know. We've been doing pretty good on my test file, by the way. Like, I've completely finished this entire section in the fire area coming up, the volcano area, and I still haven't extended my air fuel capacity. I've just been that bad at getting gemstones on that file. I've just been like, no, screw it. I've got barely any obsidians on that file too. Like, I did this whole section on my test run without even having the axiom upgrade, which we've got on this file. We should have. Where are the spikes? I can't see them for some reason. Oh, the spikes turn off when you pop a power. That's really interesting. That doesn't mean that it's only an upgrade for just default attacks, does it? Because that would suck, and that would be totally against what makes this game so cool. I'm actually really looking forward to see how strong this axiom is, because this volcano region, it's long, it's arduous, and you can be in real trouble with the enemies you're fighting if you're not really meticulous about taking them out. So if our powered up axiom means I'm killing these things quicker, like in one combo, like there's loads of catalysts, if we're killing them much quicker, I'll be very, very excited and very happy. But yes, okay, so this is the entrance to the volcano realm in quite a weird place. It's sort of in the desert section beyond a drill. So we're going to use lightning to take out this first catalyst. And here we're actually going to be able to speak to the Oracle. There will be more lore from the manual very soon, guys. Is he running away? I'm actually out of fire element too, so I'm going to kill myself as well. There will be more lore soon enough, but not at the start of this episode, I figured, because we had the water realm thing. So anyway, let's listen to the Oracle and see what he has to say.
Azurik, the Diluvians were one with the elements, mastering torrential forces with utmost grace. They harnessed the power of Perathia's active volcano, and now you must do the same. Their systems that control the flow of molten lava have broken down, and you must fix them in order to pass. Follow their way and be brave.
I like how, so this is a really interesting one, because it opens up, he's specifically saying Azurik, you know, he's talking to us in real time, which is an interesting idea since Oldwin is gone now. Very curious. I also like the idea that he's like talks about how they have one active volcano. It's like this idea that Perathia isn't the world, it's just like a small region within this world. And yeah, they've got one area. Anyway, so the first save point is actually on this little lava field here. There's a bunch of script. The devs are really good in this area. You really start to appreciate the script because there's a lot of fighting to do, and you don't want to run out of any of your element. Like, we've got no fire element right now either. There's a really cool obsidian here as well. I don't know why, but I just really like that obsidian. It's like, yeah, it's on a bit of a precarious rock near some lava, but it's also right next to a save point. You know, it's nothing too complicated. It's nothing particularly grand either, but still. I'm going to kill myself there deliberately so
Press
that we
the
can get
A.
our fire element back, and that will cause the script to respawn, which should allow us to fill it to max. Here we go. Along with our air too. And this area is, I mean, what else can I say? It's kind of like a dungeon crawly area. There's a lot of progress that we'll want to make. We're actually going to skip past these guys because I can pop this shield. Now, because this is a kind of a weak shield and these enemies are getting stronger, this now won't fully absorb the damage we take. We're going to pop that, you get that silver teleporter there too. But it will still reduce the damage that they deal to us. We're going to drop down here and just grab a couple of gemstones. And kind of the design of this area is, it's fairly linear, just like last time we were in the Fire Realm. But there's only one save point a lot of the time. And this is why I say, so we're going to hit the switch and actually dig this drill in. And by drilling into the ground, we're going to release lava into some tubes within the area. And at the same time as doing that, it's going to raise this ladder up next to us. Now, depending on how confident you are, you can just keep going now, right? You can keep. There's no way to skip these cutscenes where we're seeing the lava flowing around, right? So if I die after I've done this, I'm going to hit the save point. I'm going to go back to the save point, and then I have to watch this cutscene again. So if you're not confident they're going to survive very long, I could go back immediately now. Oh, that's a shame. I love riding this ladder up while it's going. I could go back immediately now and save. So if you thought that you weren't going to die at all, and you had the skill to you know, pull that off, then you can complete this region really quickly because you don't have to keep going back to that save point. However, as it stands, I'm not that confident about being able to complete this. You know, my health will get whittled down. We're going to go with our smash power there. I'm not that confident about it. We probably will start dying, so I'm going to keep making these trips back to that save point over there. Lucky for you guys watching, you don't really have to worry about that because I can just cut it out. But that's kind of how this realm goes, particularly this section of the Volcano area. There's actually two Volcano areas, two different maps. Volcano Zone 1, Volcano Zone 2. It's a little bit like, again, last time we were in the Fire Realm, where we had, like, the Fiery Caverns. What did I call it? The Molten Crevice. And then we had the Electric Forest. It's sort of the same here. So back down there, as you can see, is the save point we were already at. And across the way, you can see there's another save point. And over there, you can see that there's loads of geysers. I say geysers recently, but I've always, my whole life, I've said geysers, and I don't know when I swapped to saying geysers, because it just doesn't make much sense. We got an obsidian above us as well with a zip line. That'll be a long time before we get that, I promise you, a very long time before we get that. In fact, in my test file, I never even went back for that, which is curious. But maybe that will come later on in the game, I guess, then. There's loads of stuff, all of these pipes, but as the Oracle has told us, the whole goal here is generally to progress through the area. We need to restore the zone to working order. Now, for the most part, that means we can be rather linear about what we're doing and where we're going. But at the end of at least Volcano Section 1, there is sort of a bit of a puzzling area that if you've not been paying incredible attention to everything that's going on around you. I need to get him away. I hate when catalysts are chasing me like that. If you've not been paying incredible attention, then it can be quite a difficult puzzle, and hopefully I can show you guys how you're meant to understand that. Also, do you guys remember, I don't know how clear I've been about this, like my history with this game. So I played it when I was really young. Actually, I'll go even further back. It was my little brother. I've got two brothers. It was my older brother was the guy that got me introduced to Guild Wars, funnily enough. Like, Guild Wars wasn't even a game that I had found or bought. It was a game he'd bought, and Guild Wars 1 at first, I just had a character on his account for a very long time, and then eventually he like went off and got a life, and I kept playing the game basically. So my older brother got me into Guild Wars, but it was my younger brother that got me into this game. Eventually I started playing it when I was a lot younger, and that's when that's where most of my memories come from. But then just before I LP'd Guild Wars 1 on the channel, I also had a save file, which I've told you about once during this LP. And that save file ended during this long dungeon crawl, because if you're not doing it with guided or anything, or I don't know, I guess sometimes I just get burnt out of stuff. And I'd been particularly stuck in this area. You know, you die a lot here and it gets very frustrating. And my save file that is still on this Xbox that you will have seen when I've been selecting my save files through this LP is that old, like, 2010, 2009 save file where I just sort of gave up. And I'll point out the exact moment where I stopped playing. And it's not that you make a conscious decision to stop, but you do stop and then just not pick the game up again. So anyway, we want to go through here. But unfortunately, there's all this lava flowing down, blocking the way. So we need to find a way to stop that from flowing there. Now, here's one of these situations. I've hit 2 switches now, watched 2 cutscenes, triggered a bunch of stuff. Do I go back and save? I'm actually going to risk it and not go back and save, and just really try and focus. If I die now, you can just imagine how frustrating it is, especially when you're trying to collect all of the gemstones like I have been doing. So we're going to jump onto this. This bit isn't actually as difficult as you might like be scared of. Like, you don't have to jump at both of these while they're all at their heights, and if one falls while you're mid-flight, it doesn't matter either. You're not going to die from fall damage. This one in particular, you need to be up while that one's down, but most of the time they're pretty free for you. So there you go. We're going to jump across. No, that wasn't meant to happen. Wow, that was scary. Hop immediately over to the obsidian. You don't need to double jump or anything. Just hop over to the obsidian and then immediately over onto this rock and collect your last ruby. It doesn't matter whether this one is up or... Oh, I'm going to wait for this to go down, actually. That looks a bit high. And while this one's low down, you can jump to the other side. So we'll drop down here. There we go. Go, Azurik. Sorry, guys, it's very dark. I may have to post-process, brighten stuff up for you guys here. We've got an earth, a rock shard elemental here. I keep calling them... Well, rock shard monsters, sorry. I don't know. I keep calling them elementals. I guess it just makes sense in my mind for them to be. Grab that diamond. Now, on this ledge, you're going to see there's a hole with a sapphire in it. Don't worry about that just yet. You know, it's one of those areas, and don't worry about that doorway over there either. This is one of those areas where it can seem very confusing, like a lot of stuff's going on. I will point one thing out. Look over there in that pipe. Can you see all the way up there in one of the lava pipes? Now, it'd be suicide to ride around in the lava pipes, but you can see there's our air element up there. It'll be a while before we get it, but that's our air element too. I love how in this game you can always spot these things off in the distance. If you know just the right place to look, you can spy them. It's so good. So we're going to come into this room, and before you drop down to the lower ledge, use your wings to fly over here and hit this switch. That's going to turn off the lava on that bridge that we were looking at earlier. And then all we need to do is get over there. And it might be tempting to just fly directly to that, but I wouldn't recommend you do that whatsoever. And of course, even we've diverted the flow there, but we've also caused it to flow in another direction too. Pay attention, close attention to this steam. What we've done is move the lava into a room we've not seen yet. But there's two significant pipes we need to fill with lava in one of the machine rooms. So here we can see here. And it's all kind of obscure and it's going to be hard to understand what we're doing. But this is the main machine we're trying to restore right now. And the cutscene is trying its best to show us all of the different elements of this realm. And again, it's another one of those particularly long cutscenes here that's supposed to give you a bit of perspective, I guess, for the area, but really it's just sort of confusing. And if you die and have to redo this, and I may well still die, it's one of those things, again, where it's like, oh, I've got to rewatch all of this. So I'm really hoping I don't. However, this is one of those situations where it's like, how confident are you? And after this, I am going to go back and save. Just grab a couple of rubies. You'll notice that there's another switch up there. Basically, we need to hit that second switch to fill up the second lava tube to go into that big machine we were looking at earlier. And then, in theory, we could just be done with this whole area almost straight away. But that second switch will prove to be much more tough for us to get. Anyway, there's a rock shard monster here as well. Don't let him knock you into the lava. I can't actually see exactly where he is at the moment, and it's terrifying me. Let's zoom into first person. Or as close to first person as we can get. There he is. He's over there. Hello. There we go. Alright, good. That's kind of terrifying, because that's a big element, obviously, whenever you're in the Fire Realms. Anything that's to do with dungeons, and voila, you could take down. So this area I showed you with the sapphire, we've got a nice little script there. Yep, this is where it is. There's a geyser. A geyser? Why do I say geyser now? I saw like this kid like absolutely raging on a Yogscast video as well earlier, where they were like, "Oh, the British fuck up pronunciation for every single word." If you want to just see kids crying about stuff, go on like Pirate Bay comment sections for like cam vids, like cams of movies that haven't been released on DVDs yet, and look at people bitching about quality, or just go in any old YouTube section of a video with more than like 100k views. It's just so easy. I actually shouldn't be recording at all right now, guys. I don't know why I'm filming. Sorry, we've removed the barrier. I'm just going to save now, so I don't know why I'm still talking to you all. To save, we're just going to go back down the ladder from earlier. I'll see you guys when we're at that obstruction. My bad. I'm talking too much. Now, of course, the slightly terrifying thing about this save point is that it is surrounded by lava. There we go. We've got it. Excellent. And I still don't want to die, really, because then all the enemies are going to respawn. There's also, I'll show you, near the save point, guys, if you go in the geyser, it looks like there's a potential sequence break there where you can get near the next save point, which is just up on that ledge near us. You can't do it. Trust me, you can't do it. As I said, I've been very frustrated here before, died a lot of times here before, and eventually you see that stuff and you're like, yes, please, I'm going to sequence break. It's just not going to work. Not at all. Alright, so here we go. As you can see, as I guess you're gonna figure out, we're not actually that far away from the save file, but now, because we've opened up all these paths, we've sort of got all of these extra rooms we can go to. I'm gonna use ice to fight these catalysts. just because there's 2 of them. I don't have any fire element on me at the moment, which is what I need for lightning, which is what they're weak to. But I do have plenty of the other ones, and it just means that I can basically stun lock both at once. Look at this. The ice element is just phenomenal. I can't wait to get Earth level 2 just to see what it's like, because I really can't remember. They don't seem particularly weak to it, though, do they? Because they're still alive after a lot of combos. Catalysts are just annoying. Seriously now. Now, we do have spikes on our Axiom, and I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't feel the difference between how much damage we're doing. And I've got to say, I'm not feeling the difference. Why? Why is this so difficult, guys? Come on. I'm going to just go with water here. Because they're at least going to take more damage from just water than they would from nothing at all. There you go. See, they're still dying. Rock shard monsters, you're not so bad. There we go. Single diamond over here. A lot of these areas are deceptive in that you think that there's going to be a way you can go on the left, there's a way you can go on the right. They're not at all. They're not deceptive. You can just, like, have a little look around and you're probably going to see that there's a dead end. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I really shouldn't be recording right now. My plan was to... basically, I'm doing this on the same day that I killed the Water Guardian. And my whole idea for that day was meant to be, don't do anything else, just fight the Water Guardian and play a practice file through here. But... I don't know, I thoroughly believe that by the time, we're going to go down here, it's going to take us on a little ride. I thoroughly believe that by the time you guys are watching this video, I will have started my Crayon Lore series, like, properly. Right now, I'm working with an old artist who's just an awesome guy. There's a multicolored globe here, which we don't, usually I don't like to get because this area is really clunky. But we're going to come up this gazer, we're going to come up this gazer. Into this middle area here, and now we're actually at the machine we were talking about. Can you see how this one's spinning around? That's because we've actually got the lava working there. This one over here isn't spinning around. Now you can see those gemstones in the background. My recommendation, ignore them. You can die in here and it's really frustrating. You'd think you could just jump to that ledge and Azurik would just grab on. He doesn't. It's really frustrating. I've died here many times and it's just for gemstones. There's nothing else over there. A single diamond, a single ruby. I think you guys will respect that I'm going to ignore that. Instead, we're going to jump down into this far more intimidating looking pit that actually happens to be the way we want to go. And how do we know that? Because there's a sapphire there. But yeah, I thoroughly expect you guys, the Crayon Lore will be going out on my channel, and I really hope Crayon Lore does well. But man, like, currently as I'm recording this, I'm trying to figure out how I want the style to be, how I want it to look, and, you know, how I can produce it quickly as well, because I'm going to do 2 episodes a week. And these are all really difficult things to figure out. And yeah, I guess I just sort of want to break from it at the moment. So instead of poring over Photoshop and fiddling about with filters, which is what I should be doing, and I told myself I'd do for the end of the day, instead I'm playing Azurik Rise of Perathia because I just have so much fun playing this game with you guys. There we go. We're going to kill those catalysts. That multicolored orb was actually super useful. You can see there's another switch over there, and that's actually, this ledge here is where I was talking about how the area is deceptive. Right, we're not far away. That's the blockage that we removed, and that's where we fell down. You can see there's a switch and actually one of those rocks that eventually will start raising and lowering, so just remember that's there for now. You don't even have to remember that it's there. It will just be nice to point out when we get back around. Again, with another catalyst. And I'm also curious, I think I found something out about the electric shield as well. I think that unless you're fighting lightning damage, it doesn't actually reduce the damage you take, but it means when enemies hit you, they themselves take a degree of damage, which is a curious idea. And look, we're actually at the next save point, so I've done really well here. Honestly, I feel like I've done very well with that whole section. Not bad at all, honestly. For the amount of times that I died, even just getting to this first save point is ridiculous. That's the obsidian we saw earlier. I've noticed, guys, we're about 20 minutes into the recording, and as much as I'd like to keep going, and, you know, this whole 2 half-an-hour episode thing, it's just not going to happen. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time for more Azurik, Rise of Perathia. We're well into the fire, Volcano Area 1 at the very least. Next episode, we'll get our Air Power 2, and trust me, Air Power 2 is awesome. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I will catch you next time. Bye! Bye, 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 bye.